going to start off by finishing Divergent because this is the one that is just most interesting to me. And then I'll pick up with finishing Tilly in Technicolor. I finished both Divergent and Tilly in Technicolor and almost cried at the end of both of them. Oh my gosh. They both ended really well. I am like chomping at the bit to get to the second book in Divergent. Anyways, I finished them both. I did the faction quiz and I got Candor, which is very confirming because at the beginning of Divergent I was like, I would definitely pick like erudite or however you say that. I don't know, I'll find out in the movie. But like obviously as things go on I was like, actually no, which is such an interesting thing to like see the reality of the factions versus how they seemed at the beginning. And it just kind of like showed me like you never really know what's behind closed doors until you're like behind those doors, you know what I mean? And so I just found that very, very interesting. And as the book was going on, I was like, maybe I would be Candor though. Just like hearing from some of the characters who are from that faction, I was like, I could relate to that. I also could be Abnegation. But I feel like while that is probably what I would, here I am just like rambling as if this is real life. While that is probably what I could see myself getting in the aptitude test, it's probably not what I would pick. So, very interesting. I don't know, but I got Candor, like barely. All of my questions were different letters, so apparently my results were inconclusive. That's all I've got to say. If you know, you know. Which I feel like if I had to choose any of them, I would choose that because at least then you know what you're dealing with. Whereas with some of these others, it's like, how do you know that they're not just all lying and manipulating you? I don't know. So that gets into a whole nother discussion. Anyway, I would belong to Candor and I would be very happy. I would love, I don't know what the other books go into, but I would literally love like a backstory or a book about each of the different factions as they were and like to see all of the initiation processes. I think that would be so fascinating. Like I want to know, what did the erudite initiation look like? What did Candor look like? What does Abnegation look like? I want to know all of them. I don't really care that much about Amity because I feel like they just, I don't know what they do. I just think that it would be so interesting. Can we please like have a spin-off of just like the initiation process? Like kind of how in the Hunger Games they went back and did like Snow's story and Haymitch's story. Like can we have a prequel that like goes through all of those? I think that would be so interesting. Okay, Tilly in Technicolor, really love the ending. Like I literally almost cried. I don't know what to rate it because all of the issues like really pull down the rating. If Caleb's whole family didn't exist, if his whole family didn't exist, none of his friends, then it would be great. It would be 5 stars. I don't really like the people in his world. Their characters just annoy me to no end for various different reasons. Tilly also annoys me, but I can relate to her a lot. Like, a lot of the things that she said, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like how I feel a lot of the time. I don't know why I'm rambling about all of this, other than the fact that this is a video about books that I read and, you know, caffeine. I also drank almost all of this. Sad. Okay, I couldn't help it. This is not part of the vlog, but it's gonna be now. I went and picked up Insurgent, so I'm just inserting this into this vlog because I'm not gonna do a separate vlog with the last 2 books. Well, I don't know if 4 is like a novella or if it's a prequel or what it is, but I have this book and I'm gonna dive right into it. I have given in and we're gonna get into this one. Still gonna continue on with the other books, but I've got to know what happens next. I haven't really updated you guys, but I'm getting, well, I'm a little bit past halfway in Insurgent, and man, this is a whole lot. Just a lot. I don't really think that I would classify this as YA just because of some of the stuff that's in here. However, on the other hand, I understand that that is the nature of this series. And I, so far, like the books better than the movies because of what I've seen of the movies, and I have not watched the whole things because I just kind of get bored. They don't include some of the really important things, and that's so frustrating. So, anyways. Although, when I talk about that, I'm pretty much just talking about, like, the clips of Divergent that I've seen on YouTube. Have not watched the whole movies at all, and I haven't watched Insurgent at all. Although, I think that they're better than I was thinking that they were before I watched them. I don't know how else to explain that, but I'm on chapter 24, and it just keeps going, so if you know, you know. Quick interjection, even though I don't know if I'm going to include this in my vlog, I always kind of go back and forth between including my nonfiction reading if it's not part of like the actual vlog, which is usually not, but might include this, maybe, we'll see. It's so hot today, so I had to change my clothes. I'm also going to change my shoes, but I just thought I would say hi to you guys while I eat my cake pop. This is my lunch today. I've been wanting a cake pop for days, and I'm not really sure why, except that I saw somebody, I don't remember who, in a short eating cake pops. So, whoever you are, don't remember, but you've inspired me. I had a reward though, that's why I'm eating this. This is not actually lunch, I'm fully aware. To the end of this. If you know, you know. I really didn't think that was gonna happen. I've got to get book 3. I've gotta know what happens. On today's episode of This Has Officially Become My Divergent Reading Vlog, you guys already know. You saw it. I picked up these two. I was really happy that that the library had these. So, hopefully, I will get time to read these today. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what today's going to look like. We're going on an adventure. So, you never know. We'll see. I agree. I don't love filming when I'm driving because, well, I'm pretty much just sitting here in traffic, but I don't love it because the audio is not great, so I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on Divergent so far in case I haven't, talked about it enough. I love this series because it's such an interesting story based on the basis of human nature. And even with the supposed best of intentions, people make things messy. No matter what kind of structure you try to set up or take down, it's just wild how we really think we can make things perfect, but selfishness or deception or rebellion or just sin in general always gets in the way. Even if we are thinking that we're acting with the best of intentions. Not that I've ever experienced this before in my life. But it's such a good illustration of what happens in society in general, no matter what the structure is. It's just a wild ride. And I love that each of the books is so distinct in and of itself, but so fascinating to me. Maybe I have really weird taste, I don't know, or the taste of a 12-year-old girl, but you know what, I'm fine with that. It's very, very interesting, and I think very wise. Okay, these people in front of me are okay, that was weird. Anyways, I just think that it's very well done. There was something at the end of Insurgent that I was like, of course you had to throw that in there. Why could we not just have the regular storyline? Whatever. There are some things here and there that I'm like, I don't love that, or moments where it's is this gonna be not closed door, you know what I mean? For a YA. So far, it has not crossed any lines, in my opinion. There is some language, I think. I don't know. I'm so focused on the story that I haven't even really noticed that many things, which I appreciate. It's when it's constant distraction from the story that I really, really struggle. Not that it's great anything. I don't know. I'm just rambling. just am really enjoying this series and officially part of the fandom, I think. Yeah. And I keep reading and I'm like, there are obvious issues with all of the factions and the factionless, but I still stand by the two that I think I would have chosen. Obviously, I don't want to be part of, like, well, I don't want to spoil things. I wouldn't want to be part of a corrupt system. But I also can see where things like that would fit my personality. Or, like, they say things that is the way it's supposed to be, that I agree with, but a lot of people can say a lot of things. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the reality of the situation. I just find it fascinating. I think it's very interesting psychologically. Like, if you're into psychology and the way that people's brains work and personalities and all of that, I just think it's a fascinating series. Anyways, that's my traffic thoughts for today. I've been talking for 4 minutes now about nothing, essentially. Probably won't edit it either, because I'm really enjoying not editing. Anyways, it's so hot in here. So I'm gonna open my windows and get back to listening to my music while driving, but I just wanted to share those thoughts with you guys. That's all. Carry fun. I don't think I've talked to you since reaching 700 subscribers, so it's time to explain what I'm doing here. I got, in case you can't tell, a Magic 8 Ball for my 800 challenge, and I gotta try to get into it, and you and I are gonna test how I can best film the answers. The scissors. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is using my Magic 8 Ball to tell me how much I have to read every day and how much I get to read every day. And wow, that's like a lot of tape. A lot of tape for a Magic 8 Ball. Okay. So basically, a yes answer will be mood reading. However much I feel like reading that day is how much I have to read. And if it's a no answer, then I have to read 8 chapters. I felt like that was fair. 8 chapters still is a lot, but it's sometimes not as much as like 70 pages. 70 pages was a rough one. I missed a lot of days. I did not do it every single day because it just was a lot. And sometimes I just wasn't able to read, either because I physically or mentally couldn't do it, or because I didn't have time. Also, the camera's over here. Sorry. I feel like 8 chapters is more doable, even though that's like the punishment, kind of. It's not a punishment, but like the more negative answer. So obviously, I want the Magic 8 Ball to, oh my gosh, there's more tape. Good grief. I want the Magic 8 Ball to give me yes answers so that I can read however much I want, but that's part of the challenge, is whatever it tells me, that's what I have to go along with. So the question every day is, how much do I have to read? And whatever the answer is gonna tell me. So let's see, if I hold it like that, it does not come up with the answer. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I can film this. Okay, aside from almost dropping it, I feel like that could work. It's a little clunky. It's not the smoothest for filming a short, but I've been wanting to do this for my 800 challenge for literally the past year. I just think that that would be so fun. So that's why I literally went and bought a Magic 8 Ball. This one is so much cheaper than my old one. I can just feel the difference. It is not the same. My old one was like an OG one. Oh well, couldn't find it, so I had to get a new one. Anyways, I am gonna get started filming a short. We'll see. I hope it gives me a mood read answer, but if not, 8 chapters is not that much, especially because I'm still reading Allegiant and I can easily get through 8 chapters. Let's see what it says. get a mood read. It said outlook good, which is a yes answer, so I can read however much I want to. So if I want to read a chapter, I can read a chapter. If I want to read the whole entire book, I can read the whole entire book. That's not going to happen, but I guess you never know. I guess it could happen, because once I get into it, it's like my entire personality. So I guess we'll see. Oh sure, I just happened to read a part that's making me want to read this whole entire book tonight when I don't have time to do so. What is happening? Like I was saying in the car the other day, I really appreciate that each of these books almost feels like it has its own storyline. I mean, obviously you have to have your own storyline to be a whole book, but they're all together in a series, but they're all so unique and following the same plot, but different subplots. I don't know. I just find it interesting, and now I want to read the whole thing, which is really problematic because I need to go wash my hair, do my nails, get ready for tomorrow. I wanted to have time to journal, like all these things. How could you do this to me? It's my own fault for reading at night. That's actually so crazy. And we're only at the beginning of the book. There's so much to come. And what we just found out is actually crazy. Okay, as you can tell, I'm back, and I still have Christmas decorations up. Just don't have it in me to take them down at the moment. It's been like a week since I've really read this, and so picking it back up is kind of hard to like follow. I will say I haven't really cared too much to pick it back up. It's not that I don't want to know what happens, it's just that I'm not like have to know what happens. I don't know. This third book, it's like we're unlearning everything that we learned in the first two books is what it kind of feels like. And so it's a lot to process, and it's completely different from the rest of the series in that way. And I know when I was driving along a couple weeks ago, I was saying that I like that about each of the books being its own unique story, and I still feel that way, but it also is kind of hard to like really be invested because it is so completely different. And it also would be so easy to just watch the movie on YouTube or something. I don't know. But we continue reading on, continuing on with my 8-ball series that I've waited so long for. I've only gotten yes answers thus far, and this is like the 4th or 5th day that I've done it. It has not been consecutive days, but hopefully I will be getting back into this every day. Anyways, lots going on, but I'm back to reading now. So I'm on page 187 out of however many pages are in this book, so gonna keep going. But since I got a yes answer today, I can read however much I want to, so we'll see. I really want to get another video edited and uploaded. It's the video that you would have seen before this one. We'll see if that happens today. I don't know. I might not have time, but that's everything for now, that is. One thing I have thought that I'm not sure if I've talked about this series in general, but specifically this book, very descriptive, like, kissing scenes. And I know it's meant to be YA, but to me, it just seems a lot more like new adult, definitely older YA. I would not necessarily want like a 12 or 13-year-old child of mine or student of mine to read this. Yeah, I just think it's more descriptive than it needs to be. Anyways, just wanted to mention that because I don't think that I have, but I've certainly thought it throughout my reading experience thus far. It's a while after I started this book. I've already had to renew my library loan on it. I'm so ready for this book to be over. Like, it has its good moments for sure, but I'm just not really caring as much as I used to. I don't know. I feel like I really enjoyed the series at the beginning, and now it just kind of feels like it's changing a little too much. And I'm not really super focused and engaged at this point. I don't know. Hopefully it will end well. Well, we'll see how it ends, but I don't have that much left. Please tell me that really didn't just happen. I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. I just finished chapter 50. I don't understand. There's so much left. I don't know. Now I can't stop reading. And I was planning on stopping reading, but I've got to know what's going on. It's about time. Now that we're towards the end of the book. Anyways, also, and I'm sure people will be mad at me for saying this, but I just can't really 100% get into the main characters' like supposed love interest with each other. I just don't see them together. So that's problematic. But I still really enjoyed the series. I feel like maybe it's better in the movie, but it just didn't connect to me in the books. And at this point, I will say this book in particular is more spicy without being open door, if that makes any sense. It's just several physical scenes that seem like they could be going somewhere, but don't. However, it's just too much. I don't know. I just really don't see them together at all. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Anyways, like, I want them to be together, but I'm not, like, rooting for them. I don't know how to explain that. No words, just feelings. The audacity. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. This has become the most depressing book ever. How dare you? Supposed to have a happy ever after ending. The audacity. I'm gonna eat some jelly beans since I'm frustrated and read the epilogue. So I'll record my responses, but my reactions, whatever I'm saying, I don't know. It's like almost 10 o'clock at night. But I'm gonna finish this book finally. It's a miracle, I know. I might even jump right into the prequel. I think this is a prequel. It says it's book 0, so anyways. Jelly beans and epilogue time. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I really like the epilogue. And I know what I said for you guys earlier in the video, for me yesterday. I know what I said about two of the main characters. I don't know how I want to say this. I still feel that way, but that was a really good epilogue and I actually believed it. So that's all I'm gonna say. No spoilers. What they did was really, really cute. I like that the whole series was closed door. Like I said, very descriptive in this book. And I wish it had been less of that, but now all that remains is this book, which I'm not like thrilled to read, but I feel like it could be good. I feel like we got enough of Four's perspective kind of in the latter parts of that book that now I'm like interested to read this one. At my favorite little free library. Just kind of was feeling the draw today. Was not planning on this. I'm just gonna go see if they have any books. I do have books in my trunk that I can pull out if I am going to replace anything, but I just wanted to see if they had anything. I still am trying to get The Women by Kristen Hanna. That's like my one book that I want so much. But yeah, also it's extremely hot. It was supposed to be, turn my car off. It was supposed to be in the 60s. It is not in the 60s. Or I would have worn some lighter pants. Anyways, why am I rambling? I don't know. Let's go check out this little free library. Well, that was an adventure. I don't know how much of this I got on video because I was like panicking. Whenever I opened the door, the whole thing started leaning towards me and it would have fallen, but I was able to like push it back up to the point where it's like leaning backwards. I don't know how else to explain it, but the homeowner and the little free library steward was outside, so I was able to go talk to her and just be like, just letting you know your little free library is falling over. It actually is really heavy and it was kind of scary, but it was really cool to get to talk to her, and she told me about some other little free libraries in the area. So I don't know if I'm gonna go to any others today. I was originally planning on it. I really wanted to just go do what I usually do on Sundays, which is like walk around and just enjoy the day. But let's talk about the book I picked up, The Hunger Games. Oh my gosh, I know I see this at like every single little free library ever, but I was saying it might have even been in this vlog because I haven't posted a lot of footage. I was wanting to reread The Hunger Games because of Oshina's reread video, and I've also seen some other people reading The Hunger Games. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm talking so fast because this is not just any drink, it's an energy drink. But I was very excited to see this, and I was also panicking at the same time. So I picked up The Hunger Games. I can reread this, probably not in this vlog, but it's great for my shorts, I think, because if I probably won't film myself rereading this, but it will be good for shorts because then I can like either read, or if I ever get a no from my 8-ball challenge, I can read 8 chapters at a time, so that'll be good for that. But yeah, I guess this was just meant to be. I was just feeling the call to the little free library. I don't know, hopefully I was able to rescue it and save someone else from being crushed to death by a little free library. That's dramatic. But anyways, you never know. This is interesting, and one thing about it is it's more like a series of short stories. I don't know if it's going to show you that at all, but there's like multiple short stories all based on 4. And from his perspective, which is interesting, but it's also broken up into like sections, which I guess is this book's version of chapters. So it feels weird to like stop at a section, but I think I'm gonna stop for today. I don't know if you can see the lines. Let's see if I do that. Yeah, so those darker lines you can see are like the different short stories. Anyways, it's all obviously the same plot told from 4's perspective, but it's different. I don't know. It's cool though. Anyways, once again, got a yes with this 8-ball that I spent $10 on and never get a no. Except for right now. It says better not tell you. That would be a no answer. A wild concept indeed. Anyways, I filmed my short. Now, this is what I've been reading most of the time lately, because I've kind of been in more of a reading slump and just not really cared about fiction reading. I've been reading this and actually kind of enjoying it, which makes me sound like such a nerd, but hey, I gotta study, so at least I'm enjoying it. Anyways, that's all for now. I will say I also do believe the main character's relationship a little more in this book. I think because we're getting the other side of things. Alright, I have that much left after doing my short, and I really want to try to finish this today, even though I'm not really feeling like reading it. I want to see how far I can get into it in the next like hour and a half and see if I can finish it. Right to the last page. I thought that all of this was part of it, but it's just like extra scenes, which I'm still gonna read, but technically this is the end of the book. Aww. I really like this one. I like this perspective and what it added to Divergent specifically because I really enjoyed Divergent. I believe the relationship a little bit more from this perspective, like I said earlier. And I am going to read the scenes from Divergent, which it's like told from his perspective. So this will be interesting. I liked the epilogue. There was a part where I was zoning out and I was like, can we end this already? but I like how things turned out. Even though, okay, it's because it's not like a perfect pretty little bow that so often books end with. It's a very realistic epilogue. I like that. That's everything. I know that this was supposed to be like my TBR reading blog like 2 months ago, and it became a Divergent series reading blog, and I'm not upset about it at all. I still want to do a vlog where I finish the books that my sister gave me. I still want to finish the Nanny Diaries. Neither of those is going to be in this video though. I also have some other ideas up my sleeve. But I need to get this video done because it's been way too long. It's been several weeks since I posted a video, I think, and several months since I finished one. So I hope you all enjoyed this kind of craziness. Pretty sure I wore the same 3 outfits the whole entire video. It just took place over a lot of time. And it is what it is. Anyways, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Comment below, let me know if you've read Divergent. I'm sure you have, but what'd you think of it? No spoilers for those who haven't, but anyways, that's everything. I'll talk to you all next time. Bye!